76. Be progressive. Purpose of education is to remove the obstacles of progress. If you try to understand others and evaluate their point of view, a nice social harmony of progress will be created. Through continuous efforts you can improve your physical and mental conditions. A man's power of thinking is unlimited. If everybody of a society becomes self-confident, the society will surely prosper. A few strong people can make or massacre in the world. Man is progressive. If a man cannot think in progressive way, he cannot work for progress. Moral progress comes as a result of continuous efforts for congenial atmosphere among a society. Struggle is a must for progress. Conflict, clash and struggle are the part and parcel of human life. Every progress is a result of conflicts and clashes. Instances of the principles of progress of the past is also helpful for progress at present. For progress, learning the ancient knowledge and continuous search for modern knowledge are essential. To speed up the flow of progress, new inventions and technologies are to be used for meeting the increasing demands of people. Progress is the activities of today and assurance of tomorrow. The ancient customs and traditions cannot be treated as the only ideologies of the present generation. We cannot do without the education, way of thinking and manners, etiquettes and culture of the modern age. So the old thoughts are to be reshaped into modern thoughts. This reshaping is called evolution and it is called progress. Progress means a change and progress is the life. To look at the world, life and mankind with innovative knowledge is called modernizations. To move means to move forward. And to move forward one is to leave a place and time to the rear. So to leave the old and to accept the new is called progress, and life is dynamic and death is static. Motion means natural progress. Old is past and anything new is the symbol of the future. Shed your fatigue, get up everybody, you have been slept for long with blame and insult on your head. Wake all up and teach them to live with honor and without oppression. Those who are not habituated in participating in the welfare activities. Those who have suppressed their high ambitions due to surrounding obstructions. They cannot make a sudden progress for the country. Not going close to the boat during winter and hastily take over the control of its steering during ghastly winds and thus becoming a hero is possible only in a dream. It is easier to know about mankind than to know about a person. If you want to know keeping yourself unknown, then live in a town. Nowadays there is neither austerity nor salvation. Talkativeness is now replaced by education, egoisms instead of courage, and cleverness instead perseverance. We start but don't finish. Do formalities but don't work. We don't believe what we show. We don't follow what we believe. We are boast of imitating others, feel honor by other favor, cheating other is our politics. The foreign enemies are invading our country in disguise of traitors with the help of their technologies. 10 saints can accommodate themselves under a blanket, but 2 kings cannot accommodate themselves in a country. Mere words cannot serve any purpose, but action is required. Progress comes from the collective work of a society. Whatever is wanted by the people sincerely and willingly is progressiveness, and whatever they reject is reactionary. All reactionaries are paper tigers. To tolerate the insult for the nation is not the seeing of greatness, but it is cowardice. We shall of course get rid of our distress and shall come out as a strong winner and shall prove in front of the world that a state is not meant for keeping alive but for leading a prosperous life. A national attitude grows up from the environments of its families, societies and state. The moral and vocational education and financial vis-a-vis professional environment. If people is made habituated to kill the living beings, the softness and charitably of their characters are harmed. Due to cruel mental practice or enjoying cruel acts for long, gradually changes a man from a soft-hearted one to a cruel-hearted one and finally creates a brutal mentality within him. For example, then he gets pleasure at the sight of blood or death. Character of a state is grown up from the characters of its citizens. Keeping peace with speed of national clash, a nation becomes fully conscious. As a result of such clashes, people become compound from root, and it is called civilization. Wealth can never bring civilization, but civilization can bring wealth. Progressive ideology will not be justified with the measuring stick of the consideration whether we adding more for them who are having a lot, but will be justified by the fact that whether we are able to supply sufficient requisites to those who are having too less. When the philosophers for thinking and the working people for straggling are in our favor, nobody in the world can stop our progress. Progress means a new stability. But a man loses his confidence to the motion which never stops. So he does not want to proceed further after reaching a certain destinations. Then somebody else comes to push him away. Because there is no possibility of stability of a new entity without a continuous motion. A nation is ruined when its creative power comes to an end. Most of the time, it is observed that a new generation suffers from lack of guideline and absence of meritorious ancestors. All activities go in vain, and sometime the nation itself loses its existence. A thesis leads to an antithesis, and conflict of these two factors leads to synthesis. In the later stage of this synthesis becomes a thesis. Nothing is destroyed so long it can consume something and reproduce something. One's creative power and courage can protect some others. Every generation is to carry out their own task according to their requirement. New ideas, new consciousness, new philosophy and new attitudes come with the new generations. This is worldly and natural process.